How to engender constitutional language. It is important for drafters to consider their choice of language. Constitutional language expresses the principle and values of the society. Historically, it has reflected male interests and norms, excluding women. A gender-sensitive language can correct this injustice. The Constitution is difficult to amend. Sexist language may thus be more difficult to change once the constitutional text is ratified. The Constitution's gender-sensitive language sends a strong signal to current and future lawmakers that they should consider the implications of legislation on both women and men. Techniques to engender constitutional language. Drafters should avoid gender-specific terms by using certain gender-neutral terms such as person or individual, repeating certain nouns such as president or prime minister to avoid pronouns such as he or she, using gender-neutral alternatives for masculine-based nouns such as chairperson instead of chairman, using the plural they instead of the singular pronouns he and she. Where pronouns are unavoidable, drafters should insert both female and male pronouns. They can either alternate between the masculine he, his, and the feminine she, her, or include them both in all provisions. They should preferably give precedence to the feminine pronoun as a clear indication of the text's gender commitments. They should correct gendered assumptions by explicitly referencing women when mentioning holders of high political functions or judges. They should state the equality between women and men in institutions and practices such as marriage or family, using the passive voice such as the offense was committed. Strategies. Drafters can employ the following strategies when considering constitutional language. Specificity versus generality. Drafters should be specific when it protects gender equality and general when specificity restricts women's rights. Clarity versus ambiguity. The language should be clear and explicit, in particular when stating principles of non-discrimination and gender equality. However, when the situation at the time of drafting is unfavorable to women's rights, general or non-explicit drafting may help prevent the adoption of explicitly discriminatory provisions. In such cases, drafters should strive to adopt specific gender equality provisions. Coherence. The Constitution should be coherent in its use of neutral language, such as by constantly employing both the feminine and masculine pronouns she and he to refer to holders of political office. The Constitution should not incorporate mutually excluding sources of legal authority, such as the international human rights of women and religious laws.